Welcome back to the Board YouTube channel for your Thursday pick and roll for December 5th. We're here to cover the Thursday NBA slate, go through some free picks from my co-host here, Pips NBA. So to get us started, make sure you've hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the content here. We're live on the Board YouTube channel weekday mornings to cover the NBA in streams just like this. And to get things started here, if you're nice and early, you're catching us live, fantastic news. We've got a free pick out the gate for you. We're going to go to my co-host here, Pips, to hear what you have in the Denver Nuggets game against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, we are going to Jarrett Allen over on points. This one is not reliable on FanDuel. I think the FanDuel is only book in the entire set of books that doesn't have 13.5. But we are betting 13.5, minus 105, minus 110, minus 115 out there. I will bet up to minus 120, but there are better prices available. So, as always, when there is like very logical play, FanDuel is the first to react when the bets start pouring in. So,
Yep.
we can see it's heavily juiced on the under because it barely got over late. But we are betting Jarrett Allen. Why and how? I will say when he plays 26 plus minutes, I'll say that's when he gets 4 quarter minutes. Against teams that are outside of top 6 in paint defense, he's over this line in 10 of 14 games, average 15.5 points. Now playing Denver, who allows ranked 28 paint defense, so they allow third most paint points. They are average against pick and roll mans. Allen scores almost all of his points in the paint. We can see that bigs are crushing this line against the Denver so far this season. They score 66% more points over their average, over their lines, actually, covering their lines by 66% uh, above the lines. So we have South Gafford, Lively, Jacob, Kessler, Gobert, Claxton, Jacob again, Zubats, covering their lines easily against Denver. And last time they played Clippers, actually Zubats didn't cover. Uh, they changed the defense because they didn't have like a pull-up threat out there, so they played some drop coverages. But against Garland and Mitchell, I heavily expect Jokic to be on the level and for them to aggressive pick and roll coverage on the guards, and then Allen will have a roll open and some putbacks and some like of offensive glass against like Porter Jr. or smaller guys like Brown out there who are going to help from the weak side. So I think Allen should cover. When you look at the last season games against Denver, they played 2 games. He had 15 and 19. And I would say Denver is a bit worse this season in the paint defense compared to the last season. So overall, I would say Evan Mobley is in a tough matchup against the Aaron Gordon. Then we have Brown covering Mitchell and help on the pick and rolls. So Allen probably the best matchup tonight out of anyone. We saw like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, Walker Kessler scoring 16 points, had a 5 and 18 against Jokic. I'll say like Kessler is probably one of the least talented offensive players at the 5 in the entire league. So when he covers in 30 minutes, I expect Jarrett Allen to cover this line in like 34 minutes. And some games they played him short minutes because they were blowing teams out of the easily, and they just saved him. Like they didn't use him as much. And today against Nikola Jokic, they need heavy minutes from Jarrett Allen. I mean, Mobley can do a decent job, but size-wise, I think Jarrett Allen is actually way better suited to defend Nikola Jokic.
All right, so there is your first pick. Jarrett Allen over 13.5 points. I found it in a few spots, minus 105. But you can shop around and find the best price available in your region for this one. We'll go back to the normal layout of the show here. We'll talk about yesterday's picks, then we'll go through the rest of the NBA games, and we'll hand over to you for the Q&A portion of the stream. Send in your bets and questions for the day. We'll queue them up for a little bit later on. As a reminder, make sure you have hit that like button here. But yesterday's picks, we had a 2-0 day. Nice stuff here. Relatively sweat-free in both of these markets as well. We did have Dante DiVincenzo under 9.5 points, and we also had Tobias Harris over 8.5 PRA. DiVincenzo finishes with 3 points, so no issues there. Tobias Harris gets 27 points and covers that just by points, and he gets 32 total on the PRA. Yeah, sweat-free. What are your thoughts on the plays here? Good calls?
Yeah, I'm really happy with my calls. Actually, Tobias Harris turned out to be a better than I thought. But I didn't mention. I did mention on the stream that I expect Tatum to be out, and he was. And then what happened? They started the double big with Horford and Porzingis, and they put Porzingis defending Tobias Harris, but he was defending the paint. He was on Tobias Harris, but he was in the paint. So Tobias Harris shot wide open threes the entire game, and I think he made 5 or 6 threes and covered it almost by threes alone. So yeah, it turned out to be a really nice spot.
And if you want to follow along these plays throughout the season or any bets that you're making, make sure you bet the NBA on the FanDuel Sportsbook, the presenting sponsor on the board YouTube channel and America's #1 sportsbook. They want you to catch all the action because right now they're giving everyone 3 months of NBA League Pass. All you have to do to take advantage of this fantastic offer is place any $5 bet on the NBA. And on top of this, for a limited time, new customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. So next time you're tailing a play on the show, next time you've got a hunch on how many points a player will score, who's going to win a game, bet it on FanDuel and watch your picks come to life live with League Pass. So visit FanDuel.com/board, FanDuel.com/board, BOARD, the name of the channel, to get 3 months of NBA League Pass courtesy of FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Must be 21 plus and present in select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, knowledge drawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. After 3-month free trial, the full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime. No refunds. Terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Limit 1 pass per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Let's get back into things here. We'll go to the NBA slate here on the FanDuel Sportsbook. One official play in. Drop a like if you're tailing that play to help support the channel. And let's get into the thick of things here. We've got the Dallas Mavericks against the Washington Wizards. As any game featuring the Wizards is, it's a very big spread. Dallas are away from home, favored by 14. Big spread here. Any matchups you like, Pips?
It's tough to like anything in this one, so no bets from me in this one. Can't do it.
The Wizards haven't won since October. It's been quite a while here. They're 2-17. They've lost 15 in a row. I think I can check this out. We might start to get into record territory here. They've got the Mavericks, Nuggets, Grizzlies, Cavaliers, Celtics as their next 5 games. They're probably going to be double-digit underdogs in all 5 of those games. Like, that'll be 20 games. We're going to start to creep into record territory here, which...
Just a question when we talk about the records. Did LeBron just made like one of the 1-3 that was for the record? Like, most missed threes. I didn't check, but I saw that he was started 0 from 2, I think. And then he made third or fourth. 1. Yeah, he made 1, but I don't know. Like, was it on record? You said he was 3 away from some tying, and he went 1 from 4. Didn't he make the last one or the second to the last one?
Let me check. Most missed 3-pointers.
I'll go back and look at the last night games. Just a second. I can pull. Did he scored in the first half or the second half? It was a blowout, so probably scored in the first half because he didn't play much in the second. First half, LeBron was 0 from 1. third quarter, he was 1 from 2. So he made probably like third one.
So I'm reading an
Yeah,
extra article here. Um, so the
he
supposed
made the
record was
second one
25 in a row from Grant Williams, but then actually I'm reading an article now. This is new information to me. That's fact check this, and the record is actually 35 in a row, and
from
even
who?
and then so the NBA record belongs to Otis Thorpe, who missed 35 consecutive 3-point attempts, primarily on heaves. So like this can be over a decade-long stretch. If you're a center who never shoots threes and then you take
Yeah, I
35
don't.
half-court shots in 10 years, that's technically
Yeah,
the record.
yeah, technically, but
So, but the actual, like, actually attempting quality 3-point shots in, like, quality in theory, Grant Williams has the record of 25 in a row.
yeah.
So, Grant Williams maintains that record. If you're curious, people who are above that number, Zaza Pachulia missed 31 in a row, and Dwight Howard had a 28 in a row streak. But again, these are off heaves, late shot, like shot clock expiring, the ball stuck in their hands type thing. So, of actual people trying to genuinely shoot threes, LeBron got pretty close, I think, on that one. So I mean, he's got a lot of records. He didn't want another one on his resume there.
Yeah.
One thing you can bet on is that the Wizards are bad. Yes, indeed. Very, very bad.
I
Some
hope
week
you
norm.
bet it like when when we had him for the under on season
Under
total.
wins. Yeah. We'll go to the next game here. Speaking of big spreads, Knicks favored by 14.5 against the Hornets. This, massive spread with the Knicks at home. This is a weird NBA season. I know I say this all the time, but man, seeing these spreads, not even at the next year, it's just crazy.
Disparity from the rest of the league and 5 worst teams in the East are is just like another level. And injuries, I would say injuries.
Yeah, obviously, like injuries play a part, but still, like it's just so strange to see this even at this point.
Mark Williams and Richards are back for the Hornets. So when they get back LaMelo and Trey, I think that they could start winning some games. But until then, tough. Even though they lost without LaMelo, lost in OT against Hawks and lost like last possession against the 76ers. So Brandon Miller was keeping them in the games, even against the Knicks, it was last like in question up till the last minute of the game. They were really close. So yeah, I don't know. They somehow can't keep it up in the games.
Aren't LaMelo
even though
and the only player on the injury report for the Hornets is Grant Williams, who's out for the year. Aren't LaMelo and Trey Mann back here?
I don't think so. Let me just check, but I don't think LaMelo is out for the next 2 weeks.
Okay, I thought he was out for a while, but he's not on the injury report.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Fair enough.
Yes, Man and LaMelo 2 weeks. Miles Bridges probably back next week. So huge injury reports I would say like these huge injury reports are opening up a ton of spots for the demolishing books late into the slate when they start adding like bench guys like 30 minutes before the game or some fringe starters. Like it's been so far like the best possible like start of the season with like those late bets. You can find so many edges. Last game, Draymond Green was out for the Golden State Warriors, and they announced Kevin Looney to start. They opened him at 6.5 rebounds as a starter. Like he averaged 7.5 in 14 minutes of the bench. And so like he had I think 11 or 12. Like, and it was plus 100 on over. Like easiest money I ever made. They opened Jeremy Sohan at 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I had him at 19. Like so many spots last couple of days with those like players coming back from injury, players being injured and stuff like that. Like massive edges like late into the night when they start opening. Like I was up all night waiting for some lines. Like and they open like 10 minutes before the game, but still very, very off So the biggest edges so far this season were in the nights with the most injuries.
Yeah, injury adds to variance and uncertainty, makes it harder for sportsbooks to price these markets, gives you a better chance at finding an edge. We'll go to the next
Yeah.
game here. Another big spread. I'll give you some propaganda though. The 7-15 Raptors are 6-4 at home. They're at home for this one. 9.5-point underdogs against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm not suggesting. I think though I'm not suggesting anything. That's merely just stating fact here. I mentioned. I think I don't know if I mentioned here. I mentioned somewhere I thought the spread would be 9 or 10. So it's right where I thought it would be here. But are there any thoughts from you on the game here?
Mm, the spread is where should be.
I agree.
I think that I did think this one is fair. Raptors beat Miami, who I'm not high of.
And Indiana,
Pacers,
who
who I'm
just
really
got
down to.
smoked. They got smoked by the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, I don't think like there is really small chance Raptors win this, but there is some chance that they keep it close. But late into the
Yeah,
games,
yeah,
they are not just performing. So,
agreed.
yeah, but against the Pacers, I'll say I watched the entire first quarter. I really love the energy from the Raptors. Like they were playing with great pace, great energy, great hustle. They always turn that shit off in the fourth quarters. But
Yeah,
won't get away with it in this matchup. But yeah, I do think when you guys are healthy, I think you can win some games, especially against East teams. Like you can beat any team on the East besides like Celtics and Cavs probably. Yeah. So
Western
it will be
Conference is
fun.
a different beast here.
Yeah. Yeah.
This will be a
So
tough one.
Thunder, I I see it very difficult who is going to guard Shea and J-Dub. Probably like
Yeah,
who I'm okay with Davion Mitchell, but he can guard Shea. He's too small. So like Baji probably guarding.
yeah. I'm thinking of Baji on Shea.
Yeah,
I
but
think
still,
you might see Mitchell on him a little bit, but I feel like Shea's just gonna shoot over him.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe even
yeah,
Barnes a little
yeah,
bit. Barnes might be on J Dub,
yeah. Bart will be
but
on J-Dub. Yeah, yeah, on J-Dub.
yeah,
So yeah,
Abaji
overall
should.
matching up with Thunder is huge mismatch for the
Yeah,
Raptors. Yeah,
yeah. The size, there'd be a discrepancy there at those positions.
yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. I agree with the spread. Just really pointing it out. No
No
bets for
bets.
this one.
Let's go
We'll
to
go
the
to.
Spurs and Bulls. I need to bet something there.
All right, Spurs Bulls. Spurs favored by 2 at home here. What do you like in this one?
Let's go 15 plus for both Vucevic and Vassell. Uh,
Vucevic and Vassell, 15 plus points gives us minus 112.
yeah, that's a second official bet. Uh, I think this one is pretty self-explanatory. Memby is out. That's it. That's the handicap. Vassell finally saw huge minutes. We can see that last game against the Spurs, he played at 28 minutes. So he went from 21, 24, 28, coming back from the injury. As we can see, 28 November, 2nd December, 4th December. So it's trending up. 30 minutes tonight is probably something we'll see. Without Wemby, 30 minutes for Vassell. I would say the expected points will be probably like 20, especially against the Bulls defense. He won't be handling the ball much, which is positive for this matchup as the Bulls change their defense to be on the level with Vucevic sometimes. But they're still, like, if you talk about play types, handoffs, spot up, transition, all bottom 10 of the league. And if you look at similar players to Vassell, Bogdanovic, Trent, Mike Conley, Keyonte George, Jalen Sachs, McCollum, killing it against the Bulls like everyone else, but these guys especially, they scored 33 points above their lines, closing lines, above their closing lines. I'll mention that this on the site showing closing lines for the players and the 33% difference from the line. So yeah, yeah, just a great matchup for Vassell. No need to say much. he is very consistent. Even in low minutes games, he scored 15, 14, 17 when he was heavily minute restriction. Now that he does 30 minutes is like normal playing time almost. Not big like 36 plus, but 30 is like normal playing time. Really close to being like 32 minutes, which is no, I would say normal. On the other side, we have Nikola Vucevic. I would say he without Wemby. If they play Collins at the five, I saw them blitzing with Collins almost every pick and roll. Rolling to the rim will be open. Posting ups against Collins will be there. Threes will open with blitzing and terrible rotations. A lot of stuff will open up for Vucevic in this one. And as you can see, even with Wemby, they were 25th worst defense to pick and roll mans. They're allowing spot up, and overall their defense kind of looks like they're giving mid range, which is area where and above the break three area where Vucevic is making 40% of his points. Also, when it's not a blowout, and I don't expect one tonight, we can see that Vucevic scored 15 plus points in all but one game. So covered this in 19 out of 20. The only game that he didn't cover was the game against the Bucks. Discutable matchup. I would say inside posting up against Brook Lopez is difficult matchup. So overall, now today in a great matchup, he averaged 22 points when he played when it's not a blowout. Really, I would say one of the most consistent players. Like when you look at this, when you look at the over 18 plus points in 19 out of 20 games. And when you look at like 22 and a half points, he's under in 13 out. So he scored 12 times between 18 and 22 points. Really consistent scorer. When I watched Vucic last season, I never expected to say this, but somehow he found his groove this season, and he is shooting the lights out. He is making buckets, and he looks good. I think he's in contract here. Is that correct?
I'll just
I
check
think
quickly.
I I think
I
it's a
He
contract
just signed
here.
an
Yeah,
extension. I thought
I don't know.
maybe like a year ago. I don't think it's a contract year. Top of my head. Let me just see.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, one more year after this. So
Maybe he wants to get traded and bring up his value, so someone offers something for him. Overall, like Uche is shooting 58% from the field, 48% from three, 48% from three,
Yeah, I
and
didn't
he's
think I'd
taking
see
five
that,
threes.
that number with Vucevic.
He is taking 5 threes a game and averaging 48%. Yeah, best season of his career. Currently in front of our eyes. So defense will always be terrible, but some good teams could probably benefit of him from the bench. So yeah, uh, yeah,
Great stuff
that's
for
it.
Vucevic. Hopefully it continues today.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Hopefully
Enough of
continues
Vucevic.
today. We'll go to the next game. Phoenix, 2.5 point favorites against the Pelicans here. And to talk about weird spreads. I know that the Pelicans are starting to get healthier. I know that the Suns are dealing with injuries, but just, oh my God. Like, if you imagine seeing this like a week ago, I know Kevin Durant's out. I know Yusuf Nurkic is out. The Pelicans injury report has been beginning to shrink, but yeah, still, it's hard to for me at least to get a grasp on what the Pelicans are actually going to look like with guys playing. So we'll go over to you, Pips. Any thoughts on this game?
Not much, honestly. Like I don't know, Pelicans are an enigma. I don't bet against them or on them or anything
That's what I mean.
for
Yeah.
Pelicans because it's tough to get a read. And what do we think about Devin Booker? Like last season, he scored 52, then he scored 52, then he scored 25, but he scored 52 twice against Herb Jones, and then going doubling him, and he scored 52 twice. Honestly, I have no idea, so I don't have any bets on this, and I'm gladly going to skip it. But
All
also,
right.
what's the usage this like for like CJ, DeJounte, Ingram? Like, who is the first option? Who is the second option? Who is the third option? Like, who is the guy? Like, the lines are 20 and a half, 20 and a half, 19 and a half, so no one knows. Like, yeah. Honestly, it's a really good
Too
matchup for
much
jump.
uncertainty.
Yeah, it's a really good matchup for jump shooters. So kind of can fade anyone, but I don't know about the John Murray.
Yeah, a lot of 20 half, 19 half, 20 half, 20 half.
Yeah,
Nobody knows. So
nobody
you have a
knows.
good grasp potentially on this game. You could win some money. Sportsbooks don't know.
Yeah,
Difficult to call, so we'll move into the next game. Two more games to go through here. We have the Sacramento Kings away from home against the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis favored by 3. I feel like this is a fair representation of this matchup here. Memphis still working back, getting healthy, but they're 14-8 on the season against the 10-12 Kings. What say you about this one?
betting on my on Memphis is probably a good idea.
You're fading the Kings again.
I think fading Kings the entire season will win you a lot of money because it seems like they just keep getting like sharps loves them actually make I think this was like -4 and it moved to -3. I don't know. I think I saw
I can check.
some people shared -1 4. I think I saw. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I missed something, but I think it was -4 like early this morning.
Yeah, it was
Minus one
three and
four.
a half. I'm going through all the line history here. I'm scrolling. Yeah, it was 4.
So why
It was
do
four and a
sharps
half,
move?
but believe it or not,
Yeah,
early in the
yeah,
AM Eastern time, it was four and a
yeah.
half.
Yeah, I saw on some other books. I thought FanDuel will be smarter, but okay. Sharps are moving towards kings. Uh, can you see any reason why? I don't like. They did win against the Rockets. Okay, like they won against good team, but Memphis is like Morant is back. They're healthy, and the collapse against Dallas was absolutely insane. I don't know how to explain it with words. They were up like 10 with 8 minutes left, and then they scored like 5 points in the last 10 minutes. Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I bet against the Kings the other day, so I'm worried about
I'll
betting
bet it
against them
again,
again.
probably.
I'm worried about playing it again, but yeah, I don't see why this would be the case. Why, again, it's at a price I'm not necessarily sure of. Maybe I should
Kings
take the
are
Grizzlies.
away at the Grizzlies, who are a great team,
Hmm.
who are healthy, great team like Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bain, Marcus Smart, Aldama is playing great. Like they are deep and good team. Overall, won't bother much. But yeah, Monk starting for them is good, but they just lost to the Spurs and get blown out by the Thunder. And all of that happened at home, and now they are going on the road against the Memphis. I really don't understand.
All right. Well, any bets in this
Yeah,
game?
uh, I don't. I won't do any bets. I won't do any bets. You'll need to watch more their games with Malik Monk starting to make any opinions on this. And John Morant Kings are not great defense, but somehow John Morant is a difficult matchup. When you look at the rim defense and transition defense, the Kings are the best transition defense, and they allow second least points at the rim. So that's like most dominant shooting zone for Morant, and most dominant way of scoring is transition. So not a great matchup for John Morant. Maybe that's why that could make sense. Memphis scores the most points in the league, I think, in transition, and they are now playing the best transition defense. So maybe their half court numbers are not that great. So and they will need to play much more half court. Yeah, I won't bother you guys with more about this game because I don't have any bets, but that could be the edge.
Strong lean on Memphis from Pips here. And we'll go to the last game here. I'm sure there will be opinions here. Houston away at Golden State. Golden State have begun to falter a little bit. They were right at the top of the West. Now they're down to 12-8. Still a very good record. They're 6th in the Western Conference. But at the top of the West, or nearly there, are the Houston Rockets at 15-7, 1.5 games back of the top seed Oklahoma City Thunder. Spread here, Houston favored away from home. Think that makes a decent amount of sense. What do you think about this game to end it off?
Yeah, Draymond.
Do we lose Pips?
And
Oh, we lost you for a sec. Sorry.
sorry. So Draymond Green and Steph Curry are out for this one. I don't know. The Golden State Warriors are deep, but they are missing a couple of players, like missing Steph Curry, and I think maybe even Wiggins is questionable or probable. I don't know. I'll check. Andrew Wiggins questionable as well. So half their team is out for this one. So we'll see a lot of minutes for Buddy Hield, Brandon Podjemski, Moses Moody, Trey Jackson Davis, Lindy Waters, Kevin Looney. I think my guys can handle this against this team. Earlier this season, they were blowing us out, and then we came back after like being down 30 and lost in the OT because we lost like probably like some conditioning wise, like we were trying to get down, played huge minutes to our starters to get down back into game. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know actually about this one. So many guys out for the Kuminga could be maybe in a decent spot. I know he will be facing good players. Like he will go against Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, Tari Eason. Yeah, no can do much like when so many players are out. On the other side, I have no idea what are the lines for the Houston Rockets so bumped up. It's like they're playing like wizards. Shangun moving from 19.5 to 22.5. Jalen Green moving from 17.5 to 20.5. Even Dylan Brooks 13.5. Jabari was 10.5 last game. So I honestly have no idea why the lines are so high. So I would prefer betting overs against the Warriors tonight, but the lines are so bumped that there is nothing to bet on.
Fair enough. We'll leave it at that then. Just not a team you just Golden State. Just not a team you like playing unders on. Is it because of the injuries?
Yeah, I've had bets. Last game against Denver, I have Kevin Looney over and Steph Curry over assists. Kevin Looney over rebounds. I do bet against Warriors. We had Cam Thomas under against Warriors, and we had some bets on Warriors. I do like to bet on of Warriors or against Warriors, but just not in this spot.
All right. No problem there. We'll go to the chat here, bring up the Q&A portion of the stream. Send in your questions, send in your bets, and we can react to them live on the show here. Before we start, make sure you guys do hit that like button if you've not done so already, and subscribe to the channel. Me and Pips are here every weekday morning on the Board YouTube channel for pick and roll live streams just like this one. There's a bunch of NBA games tomorrow, so you'll want to make sure you're here with us once again. Let's get to the comments here. First of all, we had some earlier on. Nicholas Jepson asked about Nikola Jokic. Under 28.5 points, which is minus 115, and it's a double one here. Also asked about Luka Doncic under 29.5 points at minus 120.
Jokic maybe, Luka probably not. Yeah, I expect a blowout, but Luka is playing so well in the first halves that he can get this line in the first half alone. Luka will probably play the entire third, so it's 30 minutes. The least number of minutes he will get. in 30 minutes, 30 points against Wizards is kind of reasonable to cover, honestly. Luka, after the being out, looks good. Looks like he recovered. Healthy look against Wizards is 50 bomb incoming. So don't want to bet on Luka under. Jokic depends. I think the defense will be good, but do they help on him inside or not? That's the question. The defense can be as good as you like, but single coverage against Jared Allen is not going to stop Jokic. But if they do decide to help, I didn't watch the last. I don't remember last season, last game. Did they help or not? But if you can watch the film and see that they helped, okay, it's a new coach. It's a new coach now, so it doesn't matter what they did last season.
Let's go to.
Honestly,
Oh, sorry.
honestly, no opinion on Jokic. Like I don't know. We don't have any data.
On Luka, anything there?
I just said like
Oh, my apologies.
Luka will 50 bomb probable.
I was going through the comps. My bad. We'll go to the next one then. There's a couple on Luka, so that solves a few of them. Turk Blaz asked about Beal over 21.5 points plus assist at minus 125.
I think that's reasonable. Without KD, makes sense.
A lot more of the ball.
Yeah.
We'll go then to Dimitro, who asked about John Collins 15 plus points at plus 140. Or actually, I don't know if this is. No, this is not. This. I don't know which Collins. Zach Collins. Zach Collins.
Zach Collins.
Yeah.
I was actually looking for the lines for Zach Collins and I couldn't find them. I just saw it opened at 12 and a half with no Wemby. Let's look at the games with when Wemby was out.
Heavy juice over 12.5. It's mostly 13.5 now, but yes.
Yeah, 15 plus 140. That's interesting. I like that. He covered this against Dallas, covered this against Jazz, didn't cover against OKC, which is kind of, you can ignore that stuff. I know Vassell is back, so usage is going to be down, but the Bulls are such a good matchup that it has value for sure. They're allowing the most to the rollments and second most a lot to the spot up, so that's how he scores. He scores 60% at the rim. They allow the most at the rim, so like perfect matchup. Probably good number for him to cover. Yeah.
Good find there from Dimitro. We'll go to D.Shifty, who asked about Scotty Barnes 25 plus points. SGA 25 plus points and Scotty Barnes 7 plus assists. Found it at plus 110. What do you think about these matchups here? I mean, Shea, you kind of mentioned earlier. He's got a good matchup. I think
Shea is in a great matchup. I think Scotty Barnes is a terrible matchup for points, and I think the matchup for assists is kind of good. When you look at the last couple of games, he had 7 assists in 6 straight games, and potential assists are pretty much in 15 to 16 potential assist range. I don't like shooting on the team, but kickouts will be there. So probably a good bet.
Yeah, that's my only thing. There's going to be opportunities for assists. It's just if the guys are hitting them today.
Grady Dick should be back tonight.
Yeah, that will help.
Yeah. And that guy, Battle, is it Battle?
Jameson Battle,
yes. Battle. Yeah, he had one great crazy game and he's made so many threes. I don't know which game. Miami or was it Miami?
No. I forget. It might have been Indiana the first time. It might have been Sacramento as well. I'm trying to remember.
Pelicans.
That's it. It
6 from 8. Yeah, he's shooting like 41% this season, but he will be out of rotation when Gide is back. So
yeah, so
if he's
he's a very good shooter. Just you're one of the classic like 4th year, 5th year senior players out of college, undrafted rookie who can really shoot and does enough in other areas to get some play time here and there. Okay.
I just found the reason why are the lines for the Houston so high. Fred VanVleet is questionable. So
Oh, there
that's
you go.
why. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
there you go.
Okay. Yeah.
So that shifts a lot if Fred VanVleet's in. He does command
Yeah.
a lot of the usage there. We're on the topic of Barnes. We're on the topic of Barrett. So we'll go to a couple other ones
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
that feature.
Yeah.
Drosco asks about playing unders on Barnes or Barrett in this one. I guess the thought is they're both decently ISO heavy. They both want to get to the rim. OKC have a lot more to take that away, in theory. What do you think on
Yep.
these?
Agreed. We should probably ignore the game. But the last three games, Barrett usage was between 30 and 20, not 30 and 28%. So we need to exclude the games where he had less than 25%, because like he's taking the ball. He is getting there. Like he's trying the really hard. So looking at data, I will also look at the how he did against teams who are playing good transition defense. And when we look at this, does it change anything? Not that much. He covered against Kings, Hornets, and Miami twice. When we look at the restricted area defense, that should probably change a ton. Honestly, that should probably change a ton. And when you look at the teams that have great rim defense, he covered only in one game, struggled against, and that's the thing. That's the thing I expect tonight. I expect them to be great at defending the rim, great at defending the drives, helping on the nail a ton, like probably the most in game. Like that's like prime nurse Raptors, like nail help defense. Maybe even worse. Like maybe even like more help defense on the drives. He scores as transition pick and roll ball handler. Tough matchup as hell. He scores at the rim, mostly in the paint. Tough as hell. So yeah, this is insanely difficult matchup for AJ Barrett, and I like the under on this one. Same goes for Scotty, but I think Scotty is the one that can force stuff a bit more than Barrett. So yeah, maybe prefer Barrett for under if you are
Prefer Barrett
choosing
there
between.
for under. If they're
Yeah.
going to take away those drives, Anthony asked about Barnes over 1.5 threes at -113. He's been taking at least 7 the last few games, attempt wise.
Yeah, he had some 5 and 6, but yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense
Lean
to bet
over,
over.
lean
Yeah.
over on the 1.5 threes there. All right, we can skip over the Raptors now. We'll go to Nicholas Jepson again, asking about Michael Porter Jr. over 15.5 points at -120. Supposedly has covered in 7 straight.
That's one of the rare I actually deep dived. Uh, I'll
Beforehand.
show you guys. Yeah. So the thing is, the only thing that he didn't cover was huge blowout. So when we look actually at the games, he covered in 15 straights when he played more than, yeah.
With the
So this
minutes.
is, yeah, with 28 plus minutes, and he's playing high 30s most of the nights. Like when it's not a blowout, when it's a close game, he's playing 32, 34, 35 minutes. So he covered this in 15 straight, 20 points average. The thing is, uh, this is a great matchup for spot up shooting. And lately, he's not shooting threes. Against Golden State Warriors, 3 attempts. Clippers, 1 attempt. So last 64 minutes on the court, he attempted 4 threes. That's like, I don't know, like,
That's very unusual for
yeah.
MPJ.
Yeah, Jazz, perfect matchup for threes, only 6. Knicks, 7. Lakers, 7. Dallas, 3. Memphis, 4. So, like, he averaged like 5 attempts from 3 over the last 10 games, which is what's going on there. And now he's kind of transitioned. He still covered in this game. Like, he's scoring inside a ton on this game. And now he's facing a matchup where the scoring inside is not there and the threes are there. So, like, yeah, this one like caused troubles in my mind for like 30 minutes probably. What do I think about this matchup? and Gordon is now back, and they are healthy. So does that affect his play? Like this all happened when bunch of guys were out. But overall, when you look 15 game win streak and a decent matchup, you should probably bet the over. So yeah, I do lean the over.
All right, I lean towards the over on MPJ. I'll bring it back. Okay, I cannot believe how many people have asked about Luka Doncic points, Luka Doncic assists, Luka Doncic rebounds, everything. So, if you have any information on Luka Doncic for today, we'll just cast a wide net. I know you already talked about it, but so many more Luka Doncic questions have come in here. So, anything on Luka? What do you think about Luka as a whole today in his matchup? What can he do? What can he not do today?
The thing is, I would lean towards assist over if they didn't start Valanciunas. Here is why. I'll go to the one other guy. I'll go to the Cleveland guys to show you they played Wizards the last game. And this is bothering me. Jarrett Allen, last game against the Wizards, which looked like a great matchup. He only scored 11 points. Jarrett Allen against the Wizards, the perfect matchup as like there is. Only 6 attempts in 25 minutes, 11 points for Jarrett Allen against the Wizards. You will expect to him like earlier this season when Jonas Valanciunas wasn't starting, he scored 23 points in 25 minutes. So something changed for the Wizards. They started Jonas Valanciunas. So okay, let's look at the Garland assist in that last game. He only had 3 assists against the Wizards. He played low minutes, but doesn't matter. So how can I bet now Doncic under on points? I can't. They probably changed the defense to deep drop coverage and to get stuck with the rollmans. If that's the case, Luka will going to score 50 tonight if he wants, of course. Like I don't know has motivation to play the Wizards. On the other side, can bet the assist over if they are not letting him target lively on the like alley oops on the roll, or if they are not helping from the corners. So it's tough. Like when you look at the assists for Luka so far this season, probably the worst season of his career. Looking at the assists, like they are just not happening. When you look at this, he is 50-50, average 7.8, and covered this in only 50% of the games. Last season, Luka's assist line was probably at 9.5 most of the games. So huge drop there. Points wise, he kind of cooked in the first two games back. 36 against the Portland, 37 against Memphis. So I lean actually maybe over on points, and I don't know. Like it all depends on how the Wizards are going to defend him. But if you put Jonas Valanciunas anywhere out, if you are putting your Valanciunas at the level or anything that's not big drop coverage, you are getting cooked. So I don't know. I really like. I can't guess. I can't guess.
You don't know, Luka. You don't know to bet.
Yeah, I
Fair
can
enough.
break it down for like 2 hours and still will came to the same conclusion.
Fair enough. Let's move on. We'll have James Papa ask about Sabonis over 18.5 points. Grizzlies without Edie, struggling against centers. It was minus 120 for that bet there.
I think I've seen that one. Uh, Sabonis cooking for the vast majority of the games. Bigs against the Memphis. Embiid scored 35. Vucevic scored 26. Last 2 games, they struggle against rollman, free throws. I don't know how they have some tools out there, but they are not great on paint defense. They are average paint defense, which is crazy to me considering they have Jaren Jackson there, but they don't have a big guy, big body to play the 5. They play Clark at 5, which is terrible.
Not
So
ideal.
yeah, so probably a good spot to take Sabonis. But I don't like taking Sabonis or like I checked the games when both DeRozan and Fox and Malink Monk are playing. So yeah, he averaged 21 points those game. He covered against the Clippers. That's very difficult. He covered against Thunder. That's very difficult. He covered against Wemby. That's very difficult. He covered against Rockets. That's very difficult. He's covering. He's covering in difficult matchups and now has average matchup, I will say. Maybe there is something there. So lean over.
Uh, so in breaking news, Jakob Pertl now questionable for tonight's Raptors game. They're gonna get cooked now. Anything I said about competitive, this team is going to get cooked. If you bet an under, I would feel probably pretty decent about that. I know you were just talking about it, so I don't know if anybody did bet it. But the Raptors last year, Pirtle missed 32 games last year with injury, and the Raptors won 4 of those games, 4-28 without Pirtle. So I don't even know who's gonna start at center today. I have no idea. Like Bruno Fernando,
Boucher.
Jonathan Mobo. I don't think they'll. I very much don't think they'll do Chris Boucher. Now they might put Barnes at center. Honestly, this is a mess now. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea
I
what
mean,
they're gonna do.
probably Bruno Fernando if Jacob is out.
They might just have to. I don't think he's a horrible player, but I don't think he's much better than that. No. I don't think you should take a 13.5. Like realistically, on the spot, what does this spread jump to without Pirtle? Like
2 points probably.
11, 11.5.
I think that should be there. Yeah.
I would definitely lean towards the Thunder at that one.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, they're just really bad without Pirtle. They need rim protection. They need size. Like, this is a big team they're playing against. And it's questionable. Listen, he's questionable. He might still play. But if he doesn't, definitely could look towards some things there. Hardenstein double-double in that case. People are asking. Hardenstein cooks tonight.
I don't know what's the price for this.
Yeah, price dependent. Well, it's -120 for a double-double.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah, I would probably say go for that then in that case. All right, 2 more questions. Jerry We the Best asked about Jalen Green under 19.5 points. I don't know the price here.
Nope.
Look it up. Nope.
Fred VanVleet is questionable. Nope. If Fred is out, like it's all the ball is going to the Jalen Green, and the matchup is difficult for Jalen Green because they will send doubles. But if you are sending doubles to Green, I don't think you should. Like honestly, so no opinions on Jalen Green. Like Jalen Green is a guy that he himself can't predict what he are going to do. So like his shots are falling or not. Like there are games when he's 30% from the field. There are games where he's like 45. We don't know.
Last one here. Drosko again asked about Malik Monk over 4.5 assists at 1.65 or rebound assists over 9.5 at 1.85.
I like Monk for the assist. I think he's their best creator. They need to lean heavily towards Monk. The matchup is decent for assist. I like assist. I don't think rebounds do him a favor. I prefer plus money on 5.5 assists rather than 9.5 rebounds and assists because he averaged 3 assists a game, 3 rebounds a game. So I think it's actually negative to bet rebounds and assists rather than assist alone.
So, yeah. There you go. Those are all the questions answered from today's show. We'll go to the official picks from today. Make sure you have hit that like button if you're tailing these plays, if you enjoyed this show, or because you want to show support to the Board YouTube channel presented by FanDuel. Make sure you subscribe as well because we're going to be back here every weekday morning to cover the NBA this season. I like this. From yesterday, I learned this. Jason Cooper fan 69 shares. That's a good pip slip. So the pip slip for today is Starting with the Denver-Cleveland game, Jared Allen over 13.5 points. We found it minus 105. There was bettor out there as well. Make sure you go shop around, but widely available is minus 105. And then in the Chicago-San Antonio game, we have Nikola Vucevic, 15-plus points. Devin Vassell, 15-plus points. We took that minus 112 at FanDuel. Thank you again, everybody, for watching this week. We got one more show to go, though. It's a decent slate of games to work with for Friday. So we hope to see you tomorrow. Same time, same place for more from
Guys,
Pick and Roll.
Bless, like, and then you can leave.
Then you're allowed to go. 7 games tomorrow. We'll be here covering them. Hopefully, we see you there.